Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Morning Coffees with James. I'm James, and this show you're watching on Instagram, BitChute, and YouTube is my morning coffee show. And yes, I have not posted anything in a while, and I try to post up on BitChute, but BitChute gives me trouble every time, and I'm every time I upload, it's hard to do because it resets and it demands that I have like an image. This is like my biggest issue with BitChute. Like with YouTube, despite its problems, it's an quick upload. You don't really have to do anything else, but just if you want to upload a vlog video from your phone, boom, it's done. You don't need it like an image or anything like that. You just need to give the title and the description, and that's pretty much it. BitChute, on the other hand, it takes a fucking process to do, and it sucks. It absolutely sucks, but but that's the nature of the beast. And Instagram is just pretty much the same thing as YouTube. User-friendly. So this, and by the way, this is not user-friendly because you know what today is, and you all know who I'm voting for. And it ain't Joe Jorgensen, and it ain't sleepy, creepy, deepy Joe Biden. And lock them up, Kamala Harris. Kamala, lock them all up, Kamala Harris. Now, I know people out there are kind of pissed off at me for wearing this hat. I know there's a few people out there, how dare I this, and oh, you're wrong, and blah, 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 blah. Let me be honest with you, and let me be clear with you, and let me just say this. I don't care. I'm so tired of being told who to vote for and how I should be voting and who I should be voting for. And I'll tell you right now. If you're going out to vote, go vote, all right? I don't care if you're voting for, Joe Biden. I don't care if you're voting for Joe Jorgensen, who is not a real libertarian, by the way. And I know Donald Trump isn't a real libertarian either, but at least it seems like he has some libertarian ideas. And I know the whole bump stock ban thing, he got shit for that, but the truth is that the NRA was pushing for that, and he was trying to appease the NRA, By the way, a bump stock doesn't make the gun automatic. You can actually do a bump stock without it, so, I'll explain that in another video. But the truth be told, and I'm going to say this up front, I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, but I'm going to tell you why I'm voting for Donald Trump. I'm going to tell you why. Because I honestly am not trying to persuade you, but I'm going to give you my 2 cents on why I'm voting for this man and Pence, And let me take you back to 4 years ago, same time, same different mindset altogether. So, it was 2016. I just recently dropped out of college. Well, excuse me, I didn't really drop out. I walked out. But I'll make another video about film school and going into that, and maybe going back into film school from a different perspective. But I'll tell you in just a moment. So, dropping out of school and stuff like that, and going into work. I was in a bad place, in a bad mindset. I was working a 9 to 5. I was working the shitty jobs. I was trying to find work, and my my brother. Well, actually, I was working at Bed Bath & Beyond, and that's the worst job I've ever had. Let me put it that way. I've had some bad jobs. I've had some good jobs, but that was one of the worst. So, anyhow. I tell one of my bosses that can I take the day off tomorrow? And I was like, all right. And he's like, all right, fine, sure. And because I lied to him. I was telling him I was going to work. I had to work tomorrow, but the truth was, I wasn't really. I was doing stand-up that night, and it was the night of the election. I was doing stand-up, and we were just all like. It was a weird kind of time for me because I knew who I voted for. I voted for I voted for Gary Johnson at the time. I voted for put Joe Rogan on the ballot. No, I voted for I voted for Gary Johnson, and I, as somebody who thought, didn't get too much involved with politics and just didn't get really into the depths of things, I kind of I just decided to do the libertarian thing and just I knew, and again, I knew I was throwing away my vote, and I was like, you know what, I'm not going to be responsible for either party at all. I don't give a shit. And I walked away. I said, no, I'm not going to be responsible for anyone winning. And I basically just voted for Gary Johnson, and that was the end of it. I, didn't really pay attention to politics, And so that night, I go back into Philadelphia, and I go to this place that used to be there called it's not Medusa's Lounge, and it used to be this like grungy bar that you would do stand up at. And it was beautiful. It was a beautiful little spot. And now it's a train your dog place, which is hilarious. That's comedy for you, man. That is very much comedy right there. So I basically went up there and was doing comedy, and throughout the night people were just, because again, I just didn't want to know what the election results were, because I was just like, I don't want to know. I really don't want to know. And sure enough, people were just checking up on it, and the news started to come out that Donald Trump was ahead, and I was like, oh shit. And I was like, really? Like, I was kind of laughing a little bit, like, wait a minute, this guy's ahead? And because again, I thought we were gonna get 2008 again with not Donald Trump. What's the guy's name? That nobody liked. Barack Obama. I thought we were getting another Barack Obama situation. Because honestly, I'm gonna tell you right up this front, I knew for a fact, and this is me not knowing politics whatsoever. I knew for a fact that Barack Obama was going to win in 2008. I mean, it's no contest. You got young black man, visionary, new ideas, fresh ideas, energy, old white dude, John McCain. You figure it out. This ain't Rocky Balboa, by the way. So he won. I knew Barack was going to win, so yeah. But this election, I just was like, no, I'm going to let the chips fall wherever they go. I basically walked away from everything. I was like, you know what? Excuse me. I just walked away from everything. I just didn't want to be responsible for either one of them winning. And this was my mindset back in the day too, because I thought, I didn't know who was going to win. Allergies. Not Corona. I can still taste this coffee right here, Maxwell House. Oh, jeez. Anyhow, I didn't approve of any of the candidates. Hell, even in the what's that election? The midterms, when you're voting for what candidate you want to run for president, I chose Jeb Bush. Whoa. Allergy season. I definitely gotta get a plant. I'll get some air in here. And I honestly didn't care. I was just so... That's it. Pissed off now. I didn't care for either candidate. And this is before I became a Trump supporter. And honestly, I didn't care for either candidate, people were screaming, if it's Hillary Clinton's a goddamn demon. One of my favorite quotes from Alex Jones: Hillary Clinton is a goddamn demon. And then you got Donald Trump. He's literally Hitler. Which I always fucking love about the left. They use the literally Hitler. It's like, Hitler was literally Hitler. Like, stop throwing that around. It's lost its goddamn meaning. And so I really didn't want to be, responsible for voting for either. So I voted for Gary because I didn't know much about because from the time I didn't know much about the Libertarian Party, except for they want to take over the world and leave you alone. That's how much I knew about them. And for the most part, it was pretty much that. I voted for that, and I knew nobody was going to vote for the Libertarian Party, because if you ask both sides, they will say the same dialogue choice over and over again, like it's an NPC. I don't want to throw away my vote. Well, this is what happens when you don't fucking think outside the box. So, anyway, I was in a bar, so through the night, I heard Donald Trump won, and everybody started to break down, and it looked like the energy was sucked out of them. It was absolutely funny, and I just got excited. I was like, yes! Because not in the sense of oh yeah, I wanted him to win, because if I wanted him to win, I'd vote for him, but honestly, I didn't. And I was laughing because this whole bullshit operation was over. How little did I know. So Donald Trump won, and I was so happy, and I was actually kind of laughing because the funny thing was I didn't know who was going to win, because you had Hillary Clinton, because first female president, despite what her policy was, first female president. Despite her policy, nobody looked at her policy. They just saw female president and they went, go for it. And everybody talked about her plan, and I'm like, I never knew her plan. What plan did she talk about? Anyhow, first female president, and they kept shoving that out. And, I was like, okay, it's going to be 2008 all over again, But it didn't turn out like that. You had somebody who was, just came out of nowhere, and slowly I started to become more of a Trump supporter, because all right, I'm going to support the president. I'm not going to keep picking on him. I'm going to look up the information. I'm going to keep looking up if shit is true or not, because my mindset back then too, and this is you can call me a Bernie bro, whatever you want to call me, but I liked Bernie Sanders. I was like, I want Bernie Sanders to kind of win. He has some ideas. I mean, hell, a little birdie flew up to him. But secretly I wanted Donald Trump to win, because I was in the mindset of, I hope that motherfucker burns it down. And he kind of has. He's kind of has burned down the system a little bit. He started putting fires around everywhere, and, it's kind of like what he's been doing now. I mean, and also I was hoping he would cause kind of like an apocalypse in a sense. And I was like, but for the 4 years he's been in office, none of that happened. I was like, shit, okay, I guess this guy's the real deal. He's the one. The Matrix. But no, I mean, he didn't cause the apocalypse. People were freaking out about wars. People were freaking about this and that, and that, and people were screaming and complaining, you infringe on the gun rights and all this shit. And it's like, well, what the fuck does a bum stock do, except you can do the bum stock trick to begin with? And it was just to a degree where it was enough's enough. It's you keep complaining about him and the Republicans. There's a difference between the fucking regular Republicans and the rhinos. The rhinos are just what they sound like. They're fucking Democrats dressed up as Republicans. And if you excuse me, I'm going to make a part 2 for this, because actually no, I'm going to edit the crap out of this. So I'm My biggest complaint, though, and I mean this too, you know, there's been a lot of things he's done right and a lot of things he's done wrong, but honestly, we haven't gotten into any new wars. He's actually ended some wars. He's actually tried to establish peace with Korea, even though they were just making missiles, but honestly, they're backed up by China, so you know, it's, damn, why do I have so many allergies here? Give me a second. There we go. Anyhow, so it's kind of a weird situation because now I slowly became one, and you can thank the alt media for that one. You can thank Joe Rogan. You can thank Styx Hex and Hammer 666, Razor Fist, Sargon of Akkad, Tim Pool, Chris Reagan. I'm trying to think who else. Tucker Carlson. People shit on Tucker, but you know what? When push comes to shove, he kind of came in through. Fox News, which is not really alt media, but honestly, it's an alternative to NBC, MSNBC, CNN, ABC, CBS, and everybody else who's been, you know, tearing this guy down. There's my allergies. I got allergies. How do you do? Do you have any nasal spray? Alright, never mind. But no, I mean, it really comes down to that. And also just, like, the way people were reacting. It's like, you want to talk about Trump supporters not being, you know, civil when everything was settled? No, I'm sorry, but, you know... Oh, another person, which I have to mention. Gavin McInnes, Rebel News. One American News with Lizzie Wheeler. Total hottie. I don't care. Like, if I offend people when I say that. She is hot. Who else? Somebody else I'm not mentioning. Oh, of course, Alex Jones. Now, a lot of people may be wondering, InfoWars, he's a conspiracy theorist. Well, he's been right about a lot of things so far, and some things have come true. You know, some things have come true. And, you know, honestly, he's not a racist whatsoever. That's the one thing I kind of was like finding out about. Like, okay, fine, I want to see what kind of racist shit he has to say. Listen, because sometimes, and this is something I have to say if you have like a racist uncle or an uncle who just says something off the cuff about, you know, another race, and it's like, you know, you kind of giggle at it because it's like so offensive, but it's not. He's not, you know, evil racist. He's just an asshole. And you know, you want to hear what he has to say, because it's just like, sometimes it's like, okay, just want to hear what outrageous shit he has to say. He never said anything that completely racist, you know. Some of it was just, you know, pointing out something, like, and some of it wasn't really that racist to begin with. And I've asked people, okay, what are the racist things he said? You know, people kind of spout the same NPC thing. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's been you know, kind of a crazy ride. And I mean, granted, it's, you know, nothing really, like, I kind of like this, like, mindset that Donald Trump kind of brought, the optimism. I mean, like, it's that 80s drive optimism, like, things are going to be okay. Like, look, we didn't get into war with Russia, you know, we didn't get into war with China. You know, people say, oh, not yet, but it's like, okay, fine, we'll wait. When we have to, we'll go to war. You know, it's like, so what? And plus, China's been a major league asshole to the rest of the world. So it's like, you know, poo-pooing on people who want freedom. You know, you stop doing that. I'm so tired of that shit. It's like, you know, they're not gonna leave us alone. They're not gonna bend, you know, and I don't want people, like, this is another thing, too, that pisses me off to no goddamn end. People think, I got into an argument with this person, this individual about this, and, like, she was talking about, oh, everybody must follow you, everybody must do what it did. You know, no, I don't. You know, and I don't want you, I'm just giving you my 2 cents on why I voted for Donald Trump. And then the fact of the matter is that, you know, I'm going to vote for him because I want change. I want to improve my life. And I know people out there, and I know, because I know some of you actually posted up that meme, you know, voting for a politician, things might get better for you. It's like, well, you know what, something? If it's going to happen, it's going to happen, you know. I'm so tired of these fucking libertarians and, you know, contrarian, you know, centrists and shit like that, kind of, you know, making hurdy-dur fucking memes and shit like that. Meanwhile, you know, things, you know, they have done nothing to improve any. Let me ask you something. What has the Libertarian Party done for gun rights except for make stupid fucking memes? Now, let me ask you that. Let me ask you one fucking question. Have they done anything to improve it? And I'm not, don't change the question to, well, what is the Republican Party? Fuck the Republican Party. It's full of fucking rhinos. You know, you do realize that people, you know, there's gay men out there who are becoming who are Republicans. There are, you know, lesbians out there who are Republicans. The Republican Party has now become the party of progression. And you don't see this? And you don't fucking see this at all? You know, it's so batshit crazy to see this. And I'm just like, you know, as much as I like the Libertarian Party, it's kind of become a socialist, you know, alternative. You know what I mean? Like, and I know some of my libertarian brothers and sisters out there are going to be like, they're going to be claiming, well, you're not a brother or a sister to me, blah, blah, blah. I don't care, because, you know, I have problems with the Libertarian Party to begin with, and honestly, you know, and you may say, oh, you're just a, you know, dumb Republican, retarded, whatever the fuck mean-spirited thing you want to say to me, because honestly, we live in this culture where mean-spiritedness is okay to do, you know. I'm all for legalizing machine guns again. I'm all for personally owning a machine gun. I'm all for marijuana, you know, legalizing marijuana. Hell, even mushrooms, cocaine. You know what? Fuck it, legalizing drugs. We can tax the shit out of that. We've been doing that with alcohol for a long time. You know, I'm also for somebody for having raw milk. You know, I don't want the government telling me what I should eat, what I should watch, what I should do, what I should think. You know, this Karen-style government, this nanny-style government, I don't like. I want less government, you know? You know, get rid of, you know, so many of these regulations. I'm sorry, but, you know... And also, let me just remind everybody that Joe Biden, you know, and this is something for all the black voters out there. Look this up, because it is out there. Joe Biden, you know, on an interview, was like, he said this: if you're not sure who you want to vote for, then you ain't black. That was his quote. And the fact that he's just been like, and also with this lockdown, do you really want to continue having a mask on too as well? And look, this is not, again, if it sounds like I am, I apologize, but I don't want to continue with this lockdown. I don't want to keep wearing a goddamn mask because none of it works, because Dr. Fauci said so. Look up that video, because Dr. Fauci said that masks don't fucking work and social distancing hasn't worked. So I guess we'll try herd immunity, you know, and also the fact that I'm tired, like, from what I've seen, and I mean this too, from what I've seen, from how people reacted to the coronavirus, which is just another fucking flu virus, people are just kind of like, blatantly, I'll just give her my freedoms for more security. It's like, you deserve none. If you're gonna give up your security for freedom, then you don't deserve any freedom nor security. Benjamin Franklin. So I'm gonna say this and finish it up by saying this: go out and vote, and again, make sure you make the right vote. And by the way, I'm gonna finish this up by saying this, because I already said that before. There's a lot of people out there who are trying to change their vote because because of the Hunter Biden scandal that's been going on. And you can change your vote. You can go to the voting booths and you can vote for the other guy if you need to, and because they'll cancel out that other vote. So what happened was, if you don't believe me, look up Sticks Hexon's videos about that. I'm trying to figure out which one. But anyhow, that's all I gotta say. God bless America, and I'll see you next time, alright? Peace.